morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another session. Welcome to all of our friends joining us in Asia, in Europe, and anywhere in the world. And this evening is going to be another special evening because we will be learning about simple natural remedies. Are you excited to know that when you are sick, you can actually have better options and healthier options? So, yeah, we will continue to ask for the Holy Spirit to be with us so that we can be able to understand the things, the health message that we will be learning this evening or this afternoon on your end. And then we're going to learn once again a lot of healthy tips. So I will now give the time to Brother Dylan Georgiev. He is a medical missionary and he is also excited to be sharing with us simple natural remedies. That's all for today, and let us continue to listen and learn today. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm very glad that we can be here this afternoon for me. Maybe you're in different side of the world, and maybe it's not afternoon for you. But I'm happy to be together, and I can share some of the very simple nature remedies that I have learned, I have practiced in my life. I've seen really great results, and I would like to share with you. Of course, we will not be able to consider all of them, but I just choose several that are you can apply whatever part in the world you live in. You can find it and you can do it at home very easily. And because if I talk about certain herbs, maybe or using certain plants, they are not available all over the world. But these natural treatments that I choose are available everywhere, and you can really very easily practice them.
Can you talk a little bit more to the microphone?
Yes, I will try to talk louder. And first, I would like to share one very important principle. When we have certain disease, certain problem with our body, there are steps that we need to follow, principle steps. The most important thing in order to have success of healing is to find the reason. There is a reason for everything what happened under the sun. The Bible says in Galatians chapter 6 verse 7 that wherever you have sown, this is what you reap. And also, let me open my English Bible because I know the verse in my language in Bulgarian, but it's in Proverbs chapter 26 and verse 2. Just open Proverbs 26 verse 2. It says the following: as the bird by wandering, as the swallow by flying, so the curse causeless shall not come. Everything there is a cause, and this is the most important thing. In the beginning, we need to find what is the cause of this disease in order to be able to deal it successfully. There is another verse that says that speak about this in Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 27. It says, behold, this have I found, said the preacher, counting one by one to find out the account, or the right translation is the reason, to find, counting one by one to find out the reason, or checking one by one the things by method of exclusion that we find the reason. Once we find the reason, we remove it, and the second step is to apply the health laws. We know the program New Start. To the program New Start, we cannot also hygiene, we cannot dress, we cannot purity of life and other principles. We will not talk about these health laws. I assume that you know them, but we need to apply them. These are the most powerful nature remedies, the health laws. And then the third step is to help our system, to help our organism, our physiology, how to remove the impurities, how to return the normal condition of the healthy condition of our body, because God had imparted in our physiology mechanisms to our body heal itself. So what we can do is just help, because successfully there are certain treatments that we can do that really helping this process. We don't need to change the process or the mechanism. We just need to help how to happen better. So all these nature remedies that we will consider with you will be methods to help our system, our physiology of this process of healing. So the first one that I will talk about are the different inflammations. Inflammations are can happen everywhere in our body with different reasons. It can be by certain wounds. It can be the result of bites of insects, or it can be other animals. Let's say it can be results of burns or bacteria or viruses, whatever. In every part of our body, if we have inflammation, basically this location that it happened, and the inflammation is connected also with swelling the place. It's connected with pain. It's connected also, of course, it can be also fever and other symptoms. But basically, if you see, if you have certain inflammation, it can be also in our throat, sore throat. It can be also in our lungs, pneumonia, or certain respiratory diseases. Whatever kind of inflammations or we have in our body, we need to take antibiotics. But when I talk about antibiotics, I'm not talking about the drugs that they sell in the pharmacies, because antibiotics, this is something that fights against bacteria, against inflammation. And God had created a natural antibiotics, because the regular antibiotics from the pharmacies, they have side effects. Two main side effects that they have are very harmful for our body. One of them is that they destroy our environment in our how to say this in English? In our intestines, in our bodies, we have microorganisms. We have good bacteria, and we might have bad bacteria, pathogens. So we need to have more good bacteria, because if in our guts, if you keep this environment with good bacteria inside, then the chance to develop certain disease is much less. So, and what happens when we drink antibiotics? That we kill these good microorganisms and this probiotic that we have in our guts. So this is one of the reasons we shall not take antibiotics from the pharmacies. Of course, I put in brackets, if you're in a certain situation, we are somewhere away from the civilization, we are so bad situation, and we don't have any access, we cannot do nothing, no natural treatments, nothing else. Our only option is antibiotics. Then we can take it like something that can save our lives in certain situation. But you have to know that in normal condition, we have equivalent with nature remedies. I haven't drunk more than 15 years already antibiotics from the pharmacies. I've been sick in different situations. Always it works perfect. Nature antibiotics. What are these nature antibiotics? Very easily, I will mention several of them. The first one is garlic. Garlic is exceptional. It's something very powerful. because it's working not just against bacteria, against pathogens, but it also works against viruses. So this is universal because the antibiotics from the pharmacies, they don't work against viral infections. They were just infections as a result of bacteria. So if you use garlic, it's universal. Of course, one way is just eat it raw, but there is another way that um, you can use it. I recommend you this way when you are sick, not eating, because it's a strong food and it can cause some irritation in the stomach. So easier way and more powerful way to use it as a medicine is when you make a tea from garlic. It's very simple. You just take 5 or 6 cloves of garlic, you peel it, and you smash it. In order to activate the inside the substances, you need to smash it or chew it or something should happen. Better smash it, put it in the bottom of a cup, and then pour out boiling water. Fill in the cup and leave it for 10 minutes. Just put a lid, something on the top. It can be a little plate or whatever you find. Leave it for 10 minutes and then it's ready. You can just drink it. It's not necessary even to rinse it. Just the cloves can be inside and you just drink it a little by little. It's going to be not so hot. Also, it's a perfect tea. You can drink it in serious infections 3 times a day. 30 minutes before food is the best way to simulate it well. 30 minutes before food, 3 times a day. Another natural antibiotic. This is turmeric. In order to activate the turmeric and make it much stronger, you need to boil it. Just find a turmeric like a powder. Use 1 tablespoon, not so full to the top, but that's normal tablespoon, and put it in like 200-300 milliliters water, and you just boil it for 10 minutes. Be careful because once it starts to boil, it goes out and it can make very dirty around the area. So it's good to use a bigger container for the boiling in order to prevent this overgoing around. Boil it for 10 minutes. The color is changing, is turning to brown, darker color. This is good. And then you can drink it on the same way like the garlic 3 times a day, 30 minutes before food. And another benefit that working against infections, inflammations, is that it's a painkiller. So this is additional benefit, natural painkiller without side effects. So this is another very powerful medicine that we can use, very cheap and easy to use. I will give you third option. This is ginger. Ginger is really powerful antibiotic. This is the easiest way to use it. How I'm using it is just cut one piece from the root, from like my thumb, big like my thumb, like that. You just peel it and you just chew it. 30 minutes before food, 3 times a day, the same. You just chew it slowly and swallow, because it's very it consists also very thick fibers inside. Once you chew it's of course it's not so pleasant like a flavor, but it's a little strong flavor. But still, it's not something so bad. So it's easy to endure and it deserves. And you swallow a little by little, especially if you have problems with your throat is passing here. It's just amazing medicine. I've used it many times. And another way to use it is to make a tea. Similar way like the garlic. You just peel it. You just cut it on small pieces on the bottom of the cup, and then pour out on the top boiling water, and cover it with something, with certain lid or something on the top. Leave it for 10 minutes and then drink it. And at the end, you can even chew the pieces from the bottom. This additional effect. It's a very, very good natural remedy. It's very powerful, and I can assure you that all of these natural antibiotics, they're not less powerful than the ones that they sell in the pharmacies. You can perfectly substitute the most powerful antibiotic from the pharmacy with one of these things that I'm telling you. You can combine them. Let's say one day you can drink tea of garlic, the second day you can drink turmeric, the third day can be ginger. You can choose, you can try, and you can choose what works best for you. This is the best solution for different people. See different results of every each of them. I've tried all of them. To me, all of them are working fine. But there is another principle that if we use something so often, then it doesn't work so well. So it's good to change. Not every time use the same thing. So these are natural antibiotics that we can find almost everywhere in the world. I encourage you next time. I hope you will not get sick, but in case you get sick, you can use them. Ginger also is a painkiller, so like the turmeric. So it's a very good if you have certain inflammation. Most of the time is connected with pain. Use them, and you will feel good relief, and you will sleep well. All right, so that was the first group of nature remedies that I shared. I will go to a little hydrotherapy. Hydrotherapy, or let's say we can say treatments with water. This is one of the best ways how we can work with our blood circulation, how we can move our blood from one place to another place. This is the fastest and the most efficient way how we can do this. And we know from Leviticus chapter 17, verse 11, that the life is in the blood. If all of us, we have certain amount of blood, around 5.5 liters, and this blood, we can move it from one place of our body to another place. It depends of the temperature mostly. So we can influence by hydrotherapy. How it works? Hot water, if you apply hot water somewhere in our body, that's expand our blood vessels, expand them, and brings more blood there on this place. If you apply cold or ice, very cold, somewhere in our surface, in our limbs, or whatever in our body, that dilutes the blood vessels and remove the blood from this place and brings it to another place. This is the main principle that we need to know. Sometimes we combine it. We make contrast. We combine hot with cold, following by cold, if you want to improve very well our overall blood circulation. I will give you a certain example. Let's say someone have a headache. When you have a headache, when you have a pain, and you don't feel comfortable, you have certain problems. Very simple way to apply hydrotherapy is hot foot bath. You just put your feet in hot water, and you feel relief, because all the blood that is concentrated here in this area with the pain, with the infection, with this, is going to bring the blood down to your feet. It's going to improve your overall blood circulation, and it's going to bring new blood coming through the arteries to supply oxygen, to supply leukocytes that are healing the problem. This is the main thing. When we have a problem somewhere, doesn't matter what kind of infection, wound, whatever, we need to improve our blood circulation in order to help our system to heal itself. Removing the impurities from the place of the infection, removing them, bringing them to the organs like the kidneys, whatever, to be filtered and to be after that removed from the body, and bringing fresh blood that is saturated with oxygen, and also with leukocytes, white blood cells, and also other nutrients that are healing the place. This is the main principle. There are many different kinds of hydrotherapy. One of them, how I mentioned, is the hot foot bath. This is very good when we have fever, when we have a cold or flu. It's good to do it at least 1 or 2 a day. It's bringing a lot of relief. It's improving the blood circulation, the overall blood circulation. It's also very good. Hot foot bath is very good for normalize the blood pressure. If we have a case that we have someone who is raising up very much his blood pressure, just put his feet in hot foot bath. Put them in the hot water, and you feel after 5-10 minutes he's going to feel relief. His blood pressure will go down. If you have someone who is with low blood pressure, again, use the same. It's going to normalize. It's going to raise up his blood pressure. This is very simple and very powerful hydrotherapy. Another one that my favorite, let's say maybe one of the most powerful, I have applied many times when I have certain infections, especially in my limbs. If I have a wound somewhere, or if I have a burn, or if I have something, I broke something, I want fast healing somewhere on my limbs, my legs, whatever, on my head, or if I have a sore throat, or if I have a lung infection, pneumonia or something, one of the best thing is sitting but in cold water, not icy water, but cold water between 15 and 18 degrees Celsius. This is basically is the temperature of the water that is coming out of the tap most of the places, but it must be between these degrees, 15 and 18 degrees. You just use a big container. I can share with you one photo how it looks. Just find a big container and just fill it in with cold water, and then just sit down. I should tell you, if someone haven't tried this, it's very unpleasant. When you sit down in the beginning, it's really kind of, yeah, I am sharing my screen. You can see, yes, how it looks. You just sit down and you just stay for 30 minutes like that. And you can do, while sitting, you can do a little massage of the area of your stomach, taking a little cold water and massaging around the area of the stomach. And if you want better results, you can be with a hat, winter hat on your head, and good warm socks, and maybe something around your legs that are out of the water. On this way, how it works, you have two hot zones of your head and of your legs, and in the middle you have one very cold zone, and your body is trying to warm this cold zone, and is moving all the hot water that is in the lips, trying to move it there to this area with the cold. But in general cannot have it because you're in cold and your blood vessels are diluted, but that is improving very, very much your blood circulation. And basically, if you have infection, let's say you have sore throat and you have many impurities here, the blood is impure and must be clean and new blood must come. But when you have infection, basically the blood stays here and it doesn't circulate much. So what you do, you remove all this impure blood down, go to filter, and it's coming new blood with more leukocytes, with more oxygen, more nutrients, and it's healing the place. It's really powerful. If you can do it 3 times a day, 30 minutes before food. Remember that hydrotherapy, never do it after a meal. You need to have at least 2 or 3 hours. The best is 4 hours after meal. When finish the the best is to finish the digestion. The best is to finish at least the first 2 hours of the digestion while the food is still in the stomach. When you finish, then you can apply, but the best is 4 hours. That's why I say 30 minutes before meal is the best time for hydrotherapy. Do it for 30 minutes. You can stay, you can enjoy the rest. Just the first 30 seconds are really unpleasant. You will feel a lot of frustration. You will not like when you sit down, but just do it. Then it's not going to be cold. Don't worry. Then it's going to be okay, and you will see very, very good results. I have done this once. I remember I've done this when I have had a sore throat. I remember once I was in Bolivia, and I made a big fire. We were burning some stuff, some woods, some bushes, and something happened when I was bringing more of this to put in the fire. Somehow I just fall down, and I fall down with my hands inside in the fire. So one of my hand was really, really burned. And then one of the things that helped me a lot is this therapy to heal fast the place. But of course, for burns, while I'm in this topic, if you burn yourself with something, the best thing is to put ice immediately. Cold water or ice, just keep it here on the burn place. You prevent a lot of damage on this way. If you don't have cold water, if you don't have ice, find something else. Certain fruit or something with a lot of liquid, can be potato, it can be something, just put on this place to, because when you put something like that, it takes out the hot that is coming here on this place. The best is ice, as much as possible, hour after hour, just change it, put ice, and you prevent the damage. And after that, if you have certain wound, one of the things you can do is hydrotherapy for faster healing. So that was the sitting butt. I would like to share one more hydrotherapy, very, very good one. It's called RAP. It's basically a combination between hot foot bath and wrapping all the body. I will show you a picture. Let me share my screen again, how it looks like. Yes, you can see this lady, how is sitting. Basically, you prepare a chair. You put a blanket, thick blanket on the chair. Then put a certain bed sheet, certain sheet, clean. Then the patient should be just on underwear, let's say, or naked could be. And you prepare a hot water, like you prepare basically for a hot foot bath. So the patient is placing his feet in the hot water, and then it needs someone to help with wrapping all the body, first with the bed sheet, and then with the blanket. And then we need assistant who stays there next to the patient, doing several things. This procedure is to make the patient to sweat. This is the reason. Sweating is very good in cases of fever. It's relieving the body, and it's good in the same way when we enforce sweating. Basically, we improve the relieving of the toxins, because water-soluble toxins, one of the most effective way that God created in our body is to remove them through the sweat. So when we enforce sweating, when we work to make the body to sweat, basically we help our body to relieve from fever, when we have a condition of fever, and then in the same time we remove toxins from our body. So we can do it once a day. It's good to do it. After staying around 10 minutes, most of the people start to sweat. Some people is faster, some people slower. It depends. For some people, it takes more time, but the assistant should add more hot water, because after 5-10 minutes, the water is not so is getting a little bit lukewarm, so it needs to be add more hot water. Just lifting up a little bit the blanket and the bed sheet, put a little bit, add a little bit hot water, and then leave again. And then in the same time, after the sweating starts, the assistant should put on the forehead a piece of cloth with icy water. You need to have a little container with icy water, and then put the certain cloth, and then put it on the forehead. Should be cold while sweating, and the patient is good to stay in this condition of while sweating 10-15 minutes. It's good to stay. And then the best finish of this procedure, remove the bed sheet, the blanket, and the patient goes to take cold shower. This is the best finish of this, to remove the sweat and to close all the pores of the skin with cold water. And that is making also basically like a contrast, because the body is being very warm, and now with the cold you encourage very good circulation, blood circulation. You energize the body, and you encourage higher production of leukocytes also in this way. So this is and also strengthening the immune system. So sometimes you can combine different kinds of hydrotherapy. So that was the second procedure. In cases of fever, in cases of flu and cold, this procedure is good to be done once a day. Again, like every kind of hydrotherapy, 30 minutes before meal is the best time. I would like to share one more amazing natural remedy. When I say amazing, this is a gift, special gift from God. God created this thing in a very, very special way. Maybe you have heard, this is the charcoal. Charcoal, activated charcoal, is really special natural remedy. Why so special? Because when you apply it, it doesn't matter internally when you drink it, or it doesn't matter you apply it on your skin on the form of poultice. It has the features it has the ability to suck all the poisons, all toxins, impurities, everything bad. But the good things, how God created it, it doesn't suck vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, all good things. Just leave them alone. But just taking the bad things, this is something really amazing. It's like a sponge. But when you have a dry sponge, when you put it in, let's say in water, how it sucks it. On the same way, the charcoal is sucking the good thing, is just the poisonous things, the bad things. This is just amazing. I have applied many times upon me, upon other people. I've seen miracles, how God is working with this. I remember I had one case with a person who had necrosis on his feet, and the physicians wanted to amputate both legs from the knees. The reason was that he didn't have good blood supply, blood circulation. The main arteries that are going through the legs, supplying the legs with blood, were he had atherosclerosis, and they were locked up basically almost, and no blood circulation. And when there is no blood, there is no life. So all the tissue was dying, basically cell by cell, and he had big black wounds on his feet, and the feet till the knee, they were extremely swollen. They were bigger than the other part of the legs. When I went to see him, it was smelling just horrible, like I would say like a tissue that like a dead tissue. Do you know? I don't know if you feel this smell, but it's just really horrible. Uh, and they wanted to amputate, but he didn't have medical insurances, so and he didn't have money to pay. So basically, they sent him home, and they say, okay, when you don't have money, just go home and wait to die, or whatever. And when I went, I started to apply immediately charcoal and another hydrotherapy, contrast, hot food, food baths with contrast, hot and icy water 3 times a day, changing completely the diet because he had very wrong diet. He was smoking a lot of cigarettes and he needed to stop them, and many things, many changes. And after a time, after 1 month, applying these things daily, and he was drinking also in the same time turmeric teas from turmeric and ginger, because they have also the features to make the blood more liquid, easier to go, and he had very good results. One of the legs was completely healed, the wounds. The other one was almost, and then he made a wrong decision. He decided to stop, and he changed again. He started again going back to the previous wrong diet he had, and then smoked cigarettes and all these things. And then everything went back, and I understood that was like 3 years ago, I think. And now I heard from other people that they already amputated his legs. And this is another principle with the natural remedies. We find this in Galatians. I will read this verse, it's very important. It's in Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. Very important principles. It says, let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. What it says, if you know what is good, if you are consistent in doing good, doing well, doing what we know, we will have for sure we will have good results. But if we are weary, if we are tired, if we are lazy to continue, what will happen? No good results. This is very important principle. In many cases, we need to be patient. We need to do whatever is necessary to have good results. Remember the case of Naaman in the Bible, the Syrian general who had leprosy. When Prophet Elisha told him to go and make some hydrotherapy with some clay treatments in the river Jordan, and he told him 7 times you need to do it. He said, oh, he underestimated. He didn't want it in the beginning. He was saying, oh, I was expecting something like many people in this world. They are lazy to do things. They want a miracle pill. You just drink it. You don't make any changes in your life. You don't do any poultices, any efforts. You just lay down before the TV. You drink this magical pill and you get healed. This is false hopes that they are selling. But people like this thing and these false hopes. But it doesn't work. It doesn't work on this way. If you want to have good results, we need to put efforts. We need discipline. We need will, strong will. We need consistency. We need to be diligent in doing the things. We need prayer, the most important thing. No natural remedies works without the help of God. They are working. They are so powerful because God is working through them. This is the most important thing. And when I have had patients, I always tell them, I don't know them. In some cases, I don't know them well. I don't know if they're believers or non-believers. I just tell them, look, I don't know if you believe or no, but I need to tell you something. This treatment that I am doing for you is not going to work if God doesn't bless it. So I need to pray to God. Would you like to pray with me? And I haven't had any case that someone said, no, I don't want to pray. Everyone was okay. Even I had one patient with a big wound here on his face. I was treating it with charcoal, cleaning the tissue, and then making another procedures for healing the wound. And after, he was non-believer, he was even smoking cigarettes and whatever. And after, when he saw this good success on the second day, because the charcoal is so powerful, then he was saying, while I was doing the poultice, he was saying, oh, but now let's go to pray, let's go to pray. He knew that the prayer it works and God is helping. So this is about the consistency. And going back to the charcoal, how I said, we can apply it on two ways. One of them is internally. If we have eaten certain spoiled food that we didn't know that is spoiled, sometimes even we can be in a restaurant or whatever, someone can serve us something that it looks well, but actually it's not. And then we see something in our stomach that is not well, pain or whatever. The best for these cases is drink charcoal. You can buy tablets and dilute them in water, but the best way is to have pulverized charcoal, like ash, like dust. So basically, you put 1 tablespoon in 1 cup of water, you mix it well, and you drink it. In severe cases, if you have been bitten by stink, by bee or whatever other insect, scorpion or snake, whatever, you can drink a lot. You just drink 1 cup, then prepare another one, you drink again. I haven't heard till now person who have overdosed with charcoal. Maybe if you drink 50 cups or something, it will be too much, but anyway, in normal conditions, you drink 5-10 cups, even you can drink whatever you can every 5-10 minutes. You can drink in severe cases, is good. And in the same time, if you have been bitten by insect or snake or whatever, you need to apply poultice. How it looks, the poultice, the best way, when you have the charcoal, I will show you a photo. You make a mixture. Share the screen. You mix, the best is to mix the charcoal with grinded flax seeds in proportion around 30% flax seeds and 70% charcoal. This is approximate, of course. It makes it easier to make the poultice on this way, and also the flaxseed has additional anti-inflammatory effect. If you don't have flax seeds, you can use cornstarch also in the same proportion. If you don't have cornstarch, you can use just charcoal. It's not a problem. You can use just charcoal. It's going to work. It's not a problem. Just it's easier if you have something accepted. Just mix it to be like let's say like a paste that is not liquid. The water is not leaking out of it, but it's not so thick and dry, because the charcoal, it works just when it's wet. So put it the best way. I changed the photo. Put it on a piece of plastic and just put it thick, like 1 centimeter, let's say 1.5 centimeter thick. With the size should be a little bigger than the place you want to put it, bigger than the wound or the place of the sting or whatever. Just put it, and the purpose of the plastic is to prevent getting dry too fast. You need to keep it wet. So put the plastic and then wrap it with another plastic, or it can be with whatever you find. You can wrap it upon the plastic. The fastest, the biggest effect is in the first 2 hours. After that, it works again, continue to work, but the effect is slower. You can keep it for 8 hours, 9 hours, Sometimes you can go, before you go to sleep, you can put a poultice on the area you want, and then you can go sleep, and in the morning remove it and wash the place after that. If you don't want to make a lot of spots on your skin, you can put a very thin napkin or toilet paper without any smell, without any things. Just put on the top of the charcoal. Just tap it a little bit with fingers, so it's not preventing the features of the charcoal, so it continues to work. So no problem of this. How to make charcoal? This is very important subject, because in some places it's hard to find, to buy. And for example, in my country, it's expensive. 1 kg of charcoal is around 40 level. It depends of where you buy it, can be 20, 30. But the good thing is that we can prepare it at home, and it's not hard. It's not so hard. It's easy if you know how. I know 2 methods how to prepare. One of them is harder. I will just mention of this one, but I will recommend you the other one because it's much easier and faster to make. It's important what kind of wood you use. Charcoal is made by wood. The best is eucalyptus or bamboo, but in many areas, for example, in my country, we don't have neither bamboo, neither eucalyptus. It's not common. So the next option is to use any kind of fruit tree. Can be from whatever fruit tree. If you don't have fruit tree, the third option is just regular oak or whatever tree you find, but not pine tree. Pine trees are not good because they have risen. How was the word? Yes, so no pine trees. No pine trees. Just any other kind of wood. So one of the ways to make a big trench in the ground, 1 by 1 meter, let's say, you start a fire, you prepare wood around, the diameter is around 10 centimeters. You cut it on pieces, you put it on the bottom, and then you move around. I mean, the purpose is every each of the wood that you put, the pieces of wood you put inside in the trench, to be burned from all around, to have coals all around, not be completely dissolved. It must keep the shape, but you can just turn it around, turn it a little by little to be from everywhere equal coals. And after that, you put on the top of the trench, you put a big piece of, it can be metal sheet or something. And then upon this metal sheet, you cover it with ground hermetically to close it up from everywhere. So you leave it, and then the next day you go, you open the trench, and then you take the charcoal and you have it. You can use a blender or something to make it like a powder, and yeah, that's okay. But I will show you some photos of easier method that I learned. You can, I recommend this method because it's much easier and much faster. I will share my screen. There are even videos in internet how you can make charcoal. So you can find this. You have access to this information. It's not a secret. This thing. So basically, you prepare pieces of wood. It can be a bamboo. It can be different. The important thing is to remove the bark. Remove the bark. You have the wood like that. You put it in a metal container. It can be a big container like this one. It can be vertical, the vertical position. It can be smaller, bigger. It doesn't matter the size. Just if it's a smaller size, then the pieces of wood must be smaller. The most important thing, you need to make fire under this container. And the other important thing, the lid of this container should be with holes. You make several holes. If the container is big, every 5-10 centimeters, you make holes with diameter, let's say 1 centimeter, because when you might make fire around, from the heat, these woods that are inside the metal container, they will start burning, but not with flame. And you will see from these holes on the lid a lot of smoke going out, like the old trains, how you see how the smoke goes. And you need to keep the fire around the metal container for around 1.5 hours. You will see that the smoke is going to stop to go out of these holes, and then you open it and you see it like that. So once you see it like that, black everywhere, it's ready. You can use, I say, a blender or hammer or whatever. You can just make it like a powder and it's ready to use. In urgent situations, if you are somewhere and you don't have charcoal, you have need, you can use any small container, even like this little one from rest of something, a food or whatever. It must be clean. It's not good to be from paint or something like that, but it can be from food or whatever. Metal can. You just make one hole on the lid, make a little pieces of wood, of course, not so big, like little sticks, like a finger. You put many sticks, you make a fire around, wait around 1.5 hours, and after that you have perfect charcoal. Even charcoal, it can be used, is very good also for wounds. It's for cleaning wounds, the tissue from pus, from any impurities. It's good for any inflammations. It's good for any bites, how I said. Is good even for cancer, for tumors. If there is a tumor certain area, you can use it. It's used also for relieving and purifying the internal organs. For example, if you make a detoxification, and one of the ways is every night you need to put a big poultice upon the area of the liver and the area of the intestines here, the colon, to suck impurities from inside. And also for kidneys, also to clean. This is very good for externally. You can clean internal organs from external with external application of charcoal. This is just amazing. Another way how we can use it even for parodontosis. If you have problems with your gums, with your teeth, it's a very good way to clean from bacteria, from any impurities inside in the mouth. You just make it like a paste, and you just put all around all of your mouth, everywhere around the teeth, around the gums, and you just stay. It's not pleasant. It's going to make them black, but don't worry, after that can be washed. It's not going to stay black, but it's working very, very well for everything. Just cleaning. These amazing remedies that God has left us. These were the ones that I chose for you. Today, there are many more that can be used, but let's say I showed you some of the most common, the most useful, and the most universal, let's say, in different cases. I hope it's been useful information for you, and I encourage you to try it by yourself, combined with prayer, and I guarantee you that you will see amazing results. May God bless you. If someone has any questions, now is the moment.